1963 Impala Restoration, Part 17. We have a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Okay, we're going to start the installation of the tail light panel. And here's a shot of that, plus the center panel. Okay, now if you will remember in a previous video, on the quarter panel installation, the quarter panels curve in at the rear, so we had to move that line out in order to match the line on the deck lid. Well, we still have some misalignment that we're going to have to deal with later after we get the latch set, but we have a nice gap now. Okay, moving over to the driver's side, the left-hand side. Well, we had to do the same thing. And here's a picture of that where we had cut and welded. And now we have a nice straight line. But that creates a problem. Okay, so I'm going to put a straight edge up against here, installing this taillight panel. Well, that's where the original line would have been. And what we're going to have to do is move that quarter panel piece over, because we can't really cut this piece. Well, we cut it, but that's another separate issue. Okay, yeah, this piece is just, the taillight panel is just formed completely wrong in this area. So the easiest way, most efficient way is just to cut it. You can see the problem. Yeah, we'll deal with that in another video. Yeah, we'll be lucky to get through what we have to get through. Totally wrong. Probably have to cut it into a couple pieces. Okay, back to the point. What we're going to have to do, it's about 1/8 of an inch off. We can't cut the tail light panel because then our trim pieces aren't going to fit. And the most efficient way, I think, is going to be this way. Now, what we're going to do is form the quarter panel piece to the tail light piece, go ahead and weld that together, and then fit that in as one unit. I think it's going to work out a lot better. So we're going to make a relief cut. And I know that we're going to have to do some shaping on this. So we're just going to make another little cut. Probably have to do a couple more before it's all said and done. And now we start the shaping process. And this is going to take a little while, because we want a really nice fitting gap. We want these two pieces to fit really nicely together. And at the moment they don't. We'll work that out. And you can see I've already punched some plug weld holes. That's how we're going to attach these two pieces. And I've already done some work there. You can see the shiny part on the tail light panel. I've already reshaped that area slightly. Yeah, right there. So basically, find the starting point where it fits the best. Get it clamped. Start hammering and dollying, using the anvil, shaping out the rest until it all fits the way we want it. And you can see I'm sitting down because, yeah, this is going to take a little while. You want to be comfortable. If you're comfortable, you can focus on accomplishing what the task is. Same way with welding. You always want to be comfortable. You'll get a better weld. Not slacking off, just trying to get this done. Okay, you can see it start taking shape. That's looking nice, the bottom part. And we're going to start working on this top area. Everything looks good and ready to go. Okay, so you know how we do this. Mini spot blaster with just regular sand. We want to blast that area so we can get a really nice good weld. And here we are prepped. Really liking the fit. I think we're ready for the next step, which will be the welding. Get these two pieces mated together. Now you can see we're a little short, but we're going to address that with a little filler piece. Definitely want to blow this area out. You don't want to trap any sand. That'll be bad for the welding process. We're going to fabricate a little holder here so we can get this piece stuck in the vise and dress these welds down, make them look presentable. A lot easier than trying to hold it with one hand and on your knee or something. Okay, we're just going to dress these plug welds down slightly. These are all on the inside of the car, but we still want to do a really nice job. In case somebody wants to put their hand in there, we don't want any, we want it to be flush, no sharp edges. Dress it down a little bit further with a flat disc. Now I did another step with another flat disc, and you can see the results. I think we're good to go on that. So we're going to Scotch-Brite the area, get it all prepped, because we are going to be applying a little bit of primer. We don't want to leave bare steel anywhere. After this is installed, yeah, it's going to be really difficult to get up in there. Let's just go ahead and take care of it right now. And we're going to use some weld-through primer at $40 to $50 a can. We just want enough to keep things from rusting. Yeah, it's funny. Prices don't seem to go down. Just keep going up. Probably about, oh man, in the last couple of years, 30 to 50% minimum. Yeah, on materials and a lot of parts. Well, the parts are about the same, but the shipping. So we're going to start forming this thing. This piece isn't really made that well. And the problem is, well, if we order another taillight panel, it's probably going to be about the same. Who knows if it's going to be any better. So we may as well just work with what we have. It's going to be much more efficient time-wise and probably labor-wise when it's all said and done. So we will just keep forming, shaping, reshaping until we get the angles and shapes right. This is a really important part. Okay, we want to make sure that the lines are lined up. Okay, that's the quarter panel line. We want to make sure that it's going to be lined up with our piece. We don't want it up or down or misaligned. And another really important part installing this piece is if it's at a bad angle, as soon as you put that tail light in, it's just going to accentuate that and it's going to look really goofy. So yeah, this is a really, really tricky area. Looks pretty straightforward, but it's anything but. And then when you have reproduction parts that really don't fit or are misformed, yeah, what should have taken 1 hour, well, it's going to take 3 or 4. And I'm not saying it'd take an hour to install this. It's just an example. It's going to take a lot more time. And we're just fitting. We want really nice tight gaps. I have a buck behind that. And here's where we're at the moment. Yeah, you can see we still have that piece to go, but we're going to put that out of sight. We're not dealing with that at the moment. Now, what I am showing you, you can see that we're getting the angles correct. Everything is looking really nice. Yeah, we had to move that outboard about 1/8 of an inch. This is where we are, but I'm really happy with everything. Everything's going our way for the moment. Okay, there it is with the deck lid shut. You can see our lines. Now you can see we have some overlap in some areas, and we're going to need to fabricate some filler pieces in some areas. Okay, now these are the specialized tools that we're going to be using, body shaping tools. Okay, so that overlap, we have our piece secured with a few tack welds in. It's not going to move around. So what we're going to do is we are going to cut a line with a 1/32 cutoff wheel. Really, that's the thinnest you can get. Now we're going to hammer and dolly those two pieces, quarter panel and the piece that we had installed already onto our taillight panel. We want to get those flush. We could overlap it, but we don't really want to because we want to get a really nice metal finish. So there's minimum either lead or body filler that we're going to use. And at this shop, we can do either. We can do complete metal finishing, or we can do lead or the traditional minimum body filler. Okay, so we made a little template, cut out the little filler piece, transferred it to metal 18 gauge, and now we are getting that piece installed. Taking our time to hammer and dolly everything really nicely in place. Now, when both sides are finally done and all the back is completely done, hey, we're going to do what most shops will never do. We're going to turn our camera inside. We're going to show you what the inside looks like also, because we're going to do really nice work and we want to show it. Okay, we're going to get that upper piece cut, fitted, and this is really about time. I mean, you take your time to do the job correctly, and yeah, it's going to take a little more work on the front end, but on the back end, it's going to lend to a much better, much longer lasting job. Higher quality. And that's what we do at this shop. We are about quality. Speed, we work at a professional pace. Are we trying to get this in and out in 2 days, the complete job done? Well, no, it's not like on TV. This car isn't going to be done in a week. We're going to have months and months invested in this. But the end result is it's going to be very good craftsmanship. It's going to last. Yeah, that's the ugly. We're going to get that fixed. Back to what I was saying, at the end result, this job is going to have longevity. Building a good foundation. Okay, now we're taking our time to carefully dress down those welds. We don't want to go below flush or gouge. That's going to give us a really, really, really nice finish. And it's like I said, we could completely metal finish this out the whole car, all of the metal work that we do, or we can use lead to finish it out, or we can use a minimum of body filler. And doing this work like this, we would have to use a minimum of either lead or body filler. Nothing wrong with a little bit of body filler as long as it's done correctly. And you see we're being careful not to gouge into that tail light panel. And another consideration when you're doing metal work, you don't want to grind the metal so thin that cracks or holes are going to start later. Yeah, it's a big problem with guys trying to get really nice metal working accomplished. Okay, so we're switching to the flat disc to rough that in. You can already see it's starting to take shape. And then we're going to come over this with a couple of other tools, flat discs, to finish that out. Yeah, this is a finer grit flat disc. It's really looking nice at this point. It's a lot of work for such a little little area. And here's what we have at this point. And we're not done with this area just yet. So yeah. But you can see everything looks really nice, fitting really nicely. Yeah, those little black spots, those are pinholes. Now they don't go through. Now this is the area we're still going to have to work on. We have to wait till the latch is in. That's got to go up, that's got to go out. But we have a really nice line and a nice gap. We have to wait until that centerpiece is in and the trunk is latched. Get ready for part 18. We're about to get around this car. Hey, as always, thanks for watching.